And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Blockers is a card game from Griffin Game, which I guess that you get blockered out is in the rules. It's kind of an odd name for it. It doesn't really feel... I don't know what else I could have called it. Abstract color, square shapes, thingamabobby game. So anyway, it's an interesting light game. Let's take a look at it. You'll be building a grid here. This outside of the grid is always there. In fact, it could be a board, but because the game comes in a box for cards, you just place it out there. That's going to not change. What will change are the cards you put on the inside. You can see that there are 4 different colors: red, green, yellow, blue, and purple, even though that's 5 colors. Thanks for counting, Tom. And there's also different shapes. You have square, circle, star, moon, and triangle. So there's 5 colors and 5 shapes. Now, each player is going to have a deck of cards that is of their color. And so what you're going to do is you're going to play these cards on your turn. And when you play a card, it's either going to show a shape, or it's going to show one of the suits of a regular deck of cards, or it's going to show a number or a letter. If, for example, I play this diamond, I can take any card that's in the diamond section. You can see that this section here is all the diamonds, these 4 cards here. These 4 are hearts, these 4 are clubs, these 4 are spades. Here's, if I play a 1, I can take anything in that column. 2, 3, 4, and if I play A, B, and C, and D, I can take something in that. So no matter what card you play, you have a choice of 4 cards. So let's say I play a 4 and I take this red moon. Now, that card is gone, and I'll draw another card into my hand from my deck of cards. So let's say next time I want to play a spade. Well, when I play a spade, I have to play the card on top of my red moon that's already there. So I may play this red square because it's the same color, or I may play this purple moon, or I may play the green moon because they're the same shape. So let's say I play that shape there, and now my spade card is gone. I'm sorry, that was a heart. My spade card is gone. Then I take a 3 column. So I have to look at something that matches here. Well, nothing in the 3 column matches. There's no colors that match, and there's no shape. So 3 wouldn't be any good. So I look what else is in my hand. Oh, there's an A. Oh, okay, I can put this purple moon on there. And then I look and I have a B. And so you keep going on your turns as you take these cards, but other people will be taking the cards too. And there will come a point to where you have to pass because you can no longer take cards. At the beginning of the game, each player is given a kicker card. This is a card that you have secretly. You can see there are all 5 colors and all 5 shapes. And you can play this kicker card if you want to. I can play this kicker card on top, and then I can play another card that lets me put something on top of that. However, a kicker card, if you don't use it, is worth a point at the end of the game. And kicker cards that you do use are worth nothing. So you will either play, once the round's over and everyone's passed, you'll fill in all the empty squares, more spots. You'll either play until this deck has run out and they're all out on the board, or you'll play until each player has led a round once. At that point, players will total everything that's in their pile, and players who have the most points, not counting your kicker cards, won. And remember, kicker cards that aren't used are also worth a point. The player with the most points is the winner. At first, I wasn't a big fan of this game. Well, I'm still not a huge fan of it because I just thought, well, boring. But as I looked at it more and more, I realized this game is not really designed for gamers. This is a light game. This is the kind of game that you could play with pretty much anybody, especially people who like Uno. Now, that's not to denigrate it and say that there's no strategy involved. There is some strategy, but it's very low and very simple. You have a handful of cards. You're going to play one of those cards for row column, and so you try to pick a card that you can put on the top of your pile that has a lot of options to go to the other ones. But still, your choice at maximum is usually you can get a good 50% of the cards on the table. So you just pick one of those cards that has the most matches. And so it's not that difficult of a game. And to try to read more into it, well, I know I have this card for the next turn and I can play this. That would be pushing it too far. You got it. This game is definitely meant for a light audience. There are other games that take this farther with bigger grids and more, and those are for more experienced gamers. If you know someone who's not a gamer, this would be a great gift for them, I think, because this is an easy game to teach and play. And people will be like, oh, wow, there's lots of strategy in this. And they would enjoy that. And I think this is a good game in that genre. For gamers, yeah, you'll likely want to pass this one by. But if you're looking for a game to play with grandma and the kids, this one is going to reach a lot of people in that regard. So take that into account. Still not sure why they can't differentiate between colors. Come on, folks, companies. That's not a hard thing to do. But as long as you're not colorblind, this is a good game.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.
Shut the door!